Getting ready for the restart here. This is it. This is what it's all come down to, Dorsey. We're going to stay till the checkered flags. We're going to see if Pruitt can hold on, but you know that Leitzinger is going to be right there.
And everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know as a driver, this is the last one probably before the checker flaws. You know, you got to give everything you can on these restarts.
And you've got first, second, and third right there. Borcheller on the back.
Watch how crafty Pruitt is slowing them up, trying to slow them up. Everybody's going to get messed up because of this. That's what he wanted.
Then you've got the lapped cars, the 02 and the 67. And here we go, down to turn 2.
Turn 2, it's going to be big down here. Who's going to do what to who?
These guys have played well together so far today. The 67 of Nick Janssen.
Good move up inside. He made that pass. Off on the outside. That's the 02.
Remember? Oh, contact.
Contact, 2 cars off there.
That was the 02 and the 67. Stefan Johansson behind the wheel of the 02 car right now. In the 67, Nick Janssen.
Nick Janssen really being a little aggressive right there, both in turn 2 and turn 3.
And the guy that's the winner on that one is Mike Borkowski. It gets them out of the way and gives him clear sailing to Borcheller. We'll see if he can do anything with it. Look at Pruitt take off. We talked about this earlier. This car just looks so good on the restarts.
That car is great on restarts. It just comes up. Now, that part of that is all of the experience, and we talked about experience that Scott has. Scott, when he knows he goes green on a restart, he pedals 100% the first lap, regardless of what the car is going to feel like. He drives around it, just right through it. It takes the 4 car we know a little longer to get its tires up and get up to the same speed, although Butch doing a really good job not letting them get away.
Yeah, hanging with him a little bit, but you see that lead that Pruitt's been able to pull out just a little bit. That's what we saw the last time, and you take every car length or 2 car lengths when you can get it, and Pruitt certainly get it. See if we can take a look at what happened down in turn 3.
Well, there you see Stefan going up inside and hit the 67. I mean, he just drills the 67. Now here's the 58.
Separate incident here.
Look at these guys banging around up in front of him. Oh, hello. There goes another hood.
Another nose.
2 of them.
I don't know if there was contact there or that one just came off. Either way, it's out on the racetrack. I wonder if they're going to have to go get that. Remember, we've gone full course yellow for body work in the racetrack before. Will we have to do it again?
I'm wondering where the cars that they came off of are and where all those pieces are lying around.
Well, the other thing is, we talked about these body panels being made of carbon fiber. Those little shards and pieces of carbon fiber are like razors.
Yeah, it's that stuff. You can't even go out and pick it up without getting it in you. And the tires.
66 was just on pit road, Calvin.
He was, as Max Papsy came in. They changed tires. It looked like one had gone down a little bit, and there was damage to the right rear spoiler. So Max did a flame out here like you wouldn't believe. I don't think he was happy about the situation.
Wow, that's what we're talking about with cut down tires, but this one sounds like a contact issue more than...
Did we call that wrong? I thought it was the 67 car that was involved with Johansson. Was it the 66?
No, I don't think it was. I don't think the 66
Look at the front end on the 19 car.
Bent up on the left front corner.
Or the 10 car, I mean.
The 10 car, yeah, the left front.
They changed that paint scheme. It's confusing.
It is. I mean, I wish they wouldn't have done that because now it looks like all the other cars. But the left front is way high on the splitter. That'll allow a lot of air to get underneath there. And, well, the whole front end's high.
Yeah, the whole front end.
It looks like it's knocked it up.
Yeah, it must have moved. It's way up in the air. That certainly is going to pack air underneath the car, and you're not going to get the downforce that you need. See what Angelelli can do with it.
Yeah, high speed. That should be really high speed understeer with all that air piling up underneath the front end, creating lift.
You got to believe that contact with someone has put that body work askew, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down much right there. Now, Borkowski pulls a little bit out of the corner.
Maxiax doesn't care. I mean, if he's got any wheels left on it, and he's got a steering wheel between his hands, he's going to go.
I'm not sure he needs 4 wheels on it.
No, he doesn't need all 4. Just give him the wheel, the one he's holding.
A little off the apex there by Borkowski, but look at Angelelli. That's amazing. But you can see over there in the corner, the bodywork lifted up over there.
You got a big hole over in this corner right there. This is too high right there. Both of those are going to create lift on high speed.
You would think it would affect it under braking too. A lot of people just think of downforce as something that helps you through the corner, but it also helps in braking.
a look at what happened to Max Yax when the 10 gets his nose lifted. This is over the crest of the hill, headed to turn 2. Oh, that's Bukowski on the inside. Oh, then did they bump right there? Yeah, he rubbed right on the side of the car and lifted that front end off. There's pins that hold that down. I think he just lifted it off the pins.
Just light contact is all it took. Where those cars have been through the war today, so they're probably pretty worn out. That may have been all it took, was light contact to move it. Gonna be,
oh boy, what a
up the
move.
inside.
Max on the brake zone is just unbelievable.
And that's in turn 5. That's not a heavy braking corner. He really shoved it up in there. As a matter of fact, that's the corner where he and Matteo Bobbi had the incident earlier.
Of course, we heard Mike Bukowski saying, and now we hear a full course caution is out again. We know that there's some of the front ends, turn 1. Mike Bukowski had said when we were talking to him on the onboard that he thinks towed out the back end of the car. It's very loose. There's the car, the 15, Chris Bingham's car, that has no front end on it any longer.
Well, I'd like to have the bodywork concession for this.
No kidding. Those little front ends laying around the track, folks, are way over $10,000 each, I guarantee you.
Oh, absolutely. It may be well over 20.
Like, yeah, it could be 20, 30,000. I wouldn't know because I'm not going to buy one.
But another nose has come off. They're going to have to go get that. We talked about it earlier. It's not a small piece of debris. It's not going to just leave the racetrack without somebody moving, and you'd prefer that it be one of the safety workers move it instead of one of the race cars.
Now what this is going to do is end up with a big sprint to the finish here. We got 4 minutes left, under 4 minutes, and we're under caution. They're going to have to clean up all that debris. Then it's going to be down to about a 2-minute shootout, which is about a lap around here.
And so how much debris is going to be on the racetrack at the end of that 2-minute shootout?
I'm thinking we're going to have a 1-lap sprint, and that usually causes the big one.
The Grand Crumblage?
When I used to be in the car and we have a 1-lap sprint or a 2-lap to the end, I would always get on the radio to the crew and I said, all right, boys, the wreck is on. And it almost always is.
Our colleague David Hobbs calls it the Grand Crumblage. And those 2-lap shootouts or that 1-lap shootout is what brings it on a lot of times. You know, the guys will be grabbing their belts, pulling them down as tight as they can and holding on because you know they're going to be going for it at the end. On board right now, the 58 car, David Donahue behind the wheel. There's a look at Max Pappas. These guys not having the day they wanted.
A lot of on boards. There's the 2 Andy Wallace. He's still in this deal. And
Max Angelelli.
You know, I take a look at maybe what happened to the 15's hood. There's some tire smoke. He's all locked up right there. Goes off. Yeah, that's what did it. He bounces off into the outfield there, and that's going to loosen up those pins I talked about.
Then he's going to pack a 150-mile-an-hour breeze underneath it, and
woof. Well, we're hearing that we can't clean it up in time, and we might finish under yellow. I wish they wouldn't, but if that's the case, Scott Pruitt's going to win this deal. And I wanted that last lap fling because you get to see the most imaginative driving.
You don't mean that we haven't seen imaginative driving already, Dorf?
Well, there's been
I've seen some very imaginative driving today. If Pruitt can hold on, and why wouldn't he be able to for one more lap behind the pace car? It would be the 2nd win in a row, and that would match Angelelli and Taylor, 2 victories apiece in Daytona prototypes for those guys. The 16 car in GT.
And there's the white flag at the starter stand signifying this will be the last trip around. You see the pace car with the lights on. That means, sorry, boys, unless you can't finish this lap, it's going to finish just like it is right now.
The 16 car in GT is going to take that checkered flag when they come back around. That is good for Bill Auberlen. Not so good for his teammate Joey Hand, who is in the other car, the 22 car, which runs 3rd right now. But that will certainly help Auberlen out in his chase for the GT championship. Look at Pruitt. All he has to do is cruise around. He's already been told on the radio that victory is basically his. Just get around to the start-finish line and let the celebration begin. It's a shame to see that. I don't know if Leitzinger would have had anything for him anyway.
Well, you know, you save a lot of cars this way, no question, because As a driver, your job on a 1 lap to go, you know, green flag is to let it all hang out. And it almost always does wreck cars. GT winner, of course, is the number 16. Good job by those guys.
Bill Auberlen in the car right now. Tom Milner, Justin Marks, and Bill Auberlen in that car. That's going to be also good for Milner and Marks as they're going to get the victory. Not only good for Auberlen, but the other teammates, the regular drivers in that car as well.
Scott Pruitt won last year at Mont Tremblant, our next race on this outing, under the yellow, just as he has today.
Well, it doesn't really matter to those guys. They'll take them any way that they can get them. You look there at the 16 car. It's going to be BMW's 1, 2, 3 in GT class. The 16 car, then the 17, and then the 22. So a good day for the boys at PTG. A good day for the boys at Chip Ganassi Racing as far as the 01 car goes. Sad to see the 02 with the problems. They had a pretty good run for the day. And what about the 54 car? They've done so much work on that. Jim Bell and the boys, Terry Borcheller and Ralph Kellener's driving an excellent race today. They made a lot of improvements that seems to have paid off.
Well, it's the first time they've been able really to get into the thick of the race against these other cars. I mean, they were a contending car today, no question about that. So the work that they've done, definitely paying off. I mean, a little bit more. That's all he'll need. They'll be up in the front.
And a good job by Angelelli to hold on to fourth. That'll be good for his championship hopes. Here we come to the checkered flag. It is now official as they roll across the line. Scott Pruitt and Luis Diaz take their second victory in a row. We'll be back for the champagne in Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca in just a moment. And we have certainly seen plenty of action here today. Great battles throughout the racetrack, but the guy that comes out on top, Scott Pruitt and Luis Diaz for the second victory of the year and second win in a row. Calvin?
Well, the victors once again, 2 times in California. Certainly the sun is shining on you boys. Luis, great opening stint there. Tough conditions though, a lot of traffic. You got into a little bit, damage to the front end of the car, but Scott brought it home.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, the entire team, the Comp USA, Telmex, AMD guys, Chip Ganassi, everybody did a great job. I mean, Scott also did an awesome job, and I think we have to think in the championship more, and we're doing a good work to chase this championship.
Let's get Scott in here. Scotty, he had a lot of pressure there from Butch. It looked like his car was really strong there, and you're going to have to hang on there, but the yellow helped you out a little bit.
I hate it. I hate it for the fans. I had my kids at home. It needs to end under checkered. I mean, under green. Butch was quicker to the infield, and I was quicker up through the hill. He was a little quicker in the fast turns. I was quicker in the slower turns. So it was going to be an interesting show, but I still had some left. He might have got to me, but then he would have had to pass me. So great job, all the Ganassi guys, Comp USA, Lexus again, 2 for 2, and this one's a lot easier. My arms are a lot nicer this time.
We'll take a look at the results in Daytona prototypes. Obviously the victory up there to Pruitt and Diaz. We saw the battle with the 4-car all race long. And as we said, a great job for the 54 car. Taylor and Angelelli hold on as you look through the rest of the field. The 19 car, a great run on down through the order. Johansson and Wagner, a great run early on, and that went by the wayside. Let's get down with Calvin and the GT victor.
Well, it was a big day for BMW, 1, 2, 3 for the PTG team, and Bill Auberlen victorious, but not a smooth weekend. Just really a testimony of this team and the strength they have.
Yeah, this team is so strong. We just lost 1 bullet in the chamber, but the 3 bullets we had left were lethal. And I mean, 1, 2, 3, we swept the deal. Tom Milner made a great decision, real quick, to split us up, put us in cars. The problem is Joey and I are out of points. I mean, I got to thank the team. Tom, Dave, my poor crew chief, you know, I mean, he's struggling a little bit. But everybody did a phenomenal job, and the car was perfect.
Bill Auberlen, you obviously love this racetrack.
I love it, yeah, but when you win, it's even better. And then the car was strong. The team did a great job with the pit stop. The strategy couldn't have been any smarter. And thanks to James, my crew chief now on this car, I feel sorry for Joey, but I bet you're going to see some rerouting of drivers.
All right, mate, great job today.
Thanks.
Tremendous job as you look through the GT leaderboards. The result here, Milner, Marks, and Auberlen, that trio, the PTG cars up front. PTG cars throughout the top 3, and then Levinas and Popes on back through the second group of 6. Wilkins and Lacey with a good run. The Nana makers in 10th on back through 18th. Mark Bunting and Andy Lawley way back in 18th. That's going to hurt their championship run. And then through the rest of the field, we saw some problems for those guys. Chris Sequeira in the 23 car, a problem earlier on, and then back through the rest of the field. As the fans stick around and enjoy the weather here, fingers movers in the DPs, Southern Motorsports from 21st to 8th place finish in GT TPC Racing. From 26th to 8th, the 37 car, a good move for those guys. There's the flyover by the P51 Mustang. We're going to have to leave you here pretty soon, but we'll take a look at the points of Daytona Prototype. Angelelli and Taylor hold on to the lead, but it closes in. We'll catch up to everybody when we see you at Mont Tremblant.